Hello, everyone, and welcome to this November episode, a news episode of What's New in Cloud FinOps with myself, Steve and and my great friend,
Frank.
Now, Frank, we have got so much news.
And it's not even reInvent.
Yeah, exactly. Indeed. Before reInvent, we've got so much news. So we're going to blast through it, everybody. And what we might do, we will see, because it's whether we can do it in the time before you guys fall asleep. We might then do like a deep dive episode in some of the big news stories, or if we get time, we'll do them today. We're also not going to do it by cloud provider. We're going to do it as and when they come up in order. And so I'll start the noise, Frank, without further ado.
And it's instances and compute. And the first one is AWS, and it's announcing new EC2 R8A memory optimized instances. So this feature the 5th generation AMD EPYC, known Turin, with a maximum frequency of 4.5 gigahertz, delivering up to 30% higher performance and up to 19% better price performance from the R7As. And so, but they're there. That's it.
Super. And next is me, a public preview for Azure, scheduler profile configuration for AKS. So organizations running complex workloads, Kubernetes often face challenges in optimizing their pod placement. So we've got, there's two types of optimization in Kubernetes. We've got node optimization and pod. And then within pod, you've got kind of right sizing, and then you've got placement. And so in this new service, this new capability enables users to customize scheduling behavior and define workload priorities across specific nodes or the entire cluster. And it's especially beneficial for advanced scenarios such as data processing, AI, ML, and cost-optimized workload distribution.
Nice. Next is, I'm going to put my tabs correctly. The next one is Amazon Workspaces application adds new instance type and configurable storage options. And this is new particularly because you can, as customer, can also import the custom EC2 AMI to create images. And so you can really define better your instances. And so it's going to be perfect for your specific application requirements and your optimization of costs. So that's why it's there.
Fantastic.
Service, 100 plus additional compute instance type and sizes. So huge change for Workspaces.
Yeah, wow. AWS Lambda adds support for Rust. So you now can build your service applications using Rust. It previously was classified as experimental and did not recommend using Rust for production workloads. But with this launch, it's now generally available and backed by the AWS support and Lambda SLA. For those that don't know Rust, it's becoming an increasingly popular programming language, offering high performance and memory efficiency, compiles code safely. And one of the beauties is it can really scale from zero quickly.
Yes,
which means you're paying because you pay by the second. So good.
It reminded me also of Dario, the first interview we've done, which he was transforming into Go, which is another compiled language. And so the idea is that if you use Rust, it's going to be extremely fast. It's also used internally by AWS. I think it was last year. Werner Vogel was explaining how they were using Rust to change some parts of S3, and that was also reducing the carbon intensity of what they were using. So that's a lot of it. Next,
and they were doing it in production, even though they recommended you not doing it in production.
Yes,
until now.
Let's not go there. Next one, Amazon EC2 P6B300 instances with NVIDIA Blackwell Ultra GPUs. What are they going to say after
Easy
Ultra?
For you to say.
Ultra Mega?
Yeah.
Anyway, so these are, so today announced the general availability of EC2 P6B300. They provide 8 NVIDIA Blackwell Ultra GPU with 2.1 terabyte high memory GPU memory, 6.4 terabit per second EVA networking, 300 gigabit per second dedicated throughput, and 4 terabytes of system memory. It's not going to be a cheap one.
Wow.
Let me see if there is pricing here. I can't find the price. So the smallest one is a 36x large, and then you have 48x large, and that's roughly it. That's the instance type. And then you have ultra server type, and there are 72 GPUs or 36 GPUs. They're just absolutely massive.
And
That's it.
Okay. Announcing AWS Lambda managed instances, a capability to run functions on your Amazon EC2 instances. So this allows you to run them on EC2 while maintaining Lambda's operational simplicity. With managed instances, you can access specialized compute configurations and drive cost efficiency through EC2 pricing advantages without managing infrastructure. So you would arguably be able to get greater savings, you would imagine.
Yes.
Because it'll go against EC2 instead. And
you can scale it down to or up, or you can adapt. Can you have a fleet underneath so you can ramp up and down depending? That would be quite interesting.
Yeah,
but yeah, let's move. Let's move.
4. So basically, you're leveraging the EC2 pricing models, including reserved instances. And wow, it's interesting to see reserved instances used in a document.
Music.
Yeah, sorry, I was just checking if it did the same thing. It's only in some regions initially. That's the only other thing. Music, sorry.
We're talking about data, DB, and AI. So the first one is an AWS one. It's about Microsoft SQL Server Developer Edition, now available through AWS Launch Wizard. Why did I put that one in? So guided approach to sizing, configuring instances.
Is it because it's the developer version? I don't know if that was on Launch Wizard before.
Yes, my bad. Yeah.
Developer version is cheaper, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it reduces SQL license costs while maintaining feature parity. So if you have existing non-production database using SQL Server Enterprise Edition or Standard Edition, you can migrate the non-production database to the Developer Edition, and that will reduce your licensing cost.
Yeah, that'd be my expectation. Right, next one for me is Cloud SQL for MySQL. Cloud SQL now offers a free trial instance for both new and existing Google Cloud customers. Free trial instance lets you test advanced SQL capabilities and features for up to 30 days without any financial commitment. It's interesting. I always thought that was one of the services you could get a trial on, but maybe it was a different version. Maybe it was only Postgres.
I'm not sure.
Don't know.
Possible. The next one is it's Redshift. Amazon Redshift now supports writing to Apache Iceberg table, and this is important because you can easily have your data lake and all the thing. And as FinOps practitioner, we have tons of data, and so the idea of being able to use Iceberg, which is, let's say, it's made for data lake. It adds that layer at the top that's going to allow creating table even of unstructured data. I think that's important, and will hopefully, if you use that, you're going to be able to accelerate quite a lot and reduce the cost of your Kerr and other data analysis.
Nice. So next to me is an Azure one, announcing, so far it has actually gone all to form, hasn't it? You've not had to think of an Azure or Google one. Announcing developer training tier for low-cost fine-tuning training. Microsoft Foundry now has a developer training tier, which offers ultra-low-cost model training by leveraging spot capacity, which makes some sense. It's designed to match the affordability of developer tier for hosting, but applied to the training phase of fine-tuning workloads. So this is really useful if you're trying to do multiple testing models or model variants, MVPs, and teams with low throughput workloads, which enables like really rapid experimentation and affordable iteration. That is
cool. Next is Amazon Bedrock introduces priority and flex inference service tiers. And so today, Amazon Bedrock introduced 2 new inference service tiers to optimize cost and performance for different AI workloads. The new Flex tier offers cost-effective pricing for non-time critical applications like module evaluation and content summarization, while the Priority tier offers premium performance and preferential processing for mission-critical applications. For most models that support Priority tier, customers can realize up to 25% better output token per second latency compared to standard tier. But so now you will have 3 layers. You'll have the standard one, which is for normal stuff. You'll have the priority one if you need answers extremely fast, or you'll have the flex tier if you are not that bothered about some delay, which hopefully is going to cost less.
nice. Still with AWS, announcing enhanced cost management capabilities in Amazon Q Developer. So it now offers enhanced cost management capabilities, enabling customers to analyze costs across a wider range of cloud financial management domains with more advanced analytical capabilities. So basically, customers can now ask more complex open-ended questions about the historical and forecasted costs and usage, and about their optimization recommendations, commitment coverage, utilization, cost anomalies, budgets, free tier usage, all those kind of bits that we used to get asked questions about as resellers. And it can explore that data, form hypotheses, and form calculations to get deeper insights. I'd love for it to do ESR instead of coverage or utilization, but that's life. It gives an example about why did the cost for this application increase last week, and it comes back. What I did like reading it is that you can get it to look at unit economic metrics like effective cost per instance hour, which isn't what I'd consider really true unit economics, but is what the cloud vendors kind of push it. But more importantly, it provides transparency on each API call it makes to retrieve the data, including specific parameters used, so you can kind of see where it gets the data from and how it got there, to help build the trust. Which, I did think that's really nice.
Yes, that's really nice. I agree. Next one, I think, is Amazon Aurora DSQL. Now provides statement-level cost estimating query plans. So Aurora DSQL, which, by the way, I admit my ignorance there, is fastless serverless distributed SQL database for always available application. So, okay, kind of
Spanner equivalent.
DynamoDB, but not DynamoDB. But the DynamoDB, but with structured data. So yeah, you can get this enhanced surface distributed processing unit usage estimate directly within the query plan output. So the idea is that when you do a query, instead of running the query, you can ask for the plan to be presented to you. So you will see which table are going to be done, etc. And that plan will now also include prices, which is costs. Sorry, which is really cool.
This next one's really cool, if I've understood it correctly. AWS Network Firewall now supports flexible cost allocation via Transit Gateway. So it now supports the cost allocation through Transit Gateway native attachments, enabling you to automatically distribute data processing costs across different AWS accounts. So customers can create metering policies to apply data processing charges based on the organization's chargeback requirements instead of consolidating all expenses in the firewall owner account. So it is doing all a bit like stuff Isaac and Edo doing, Pelnor and attribute. It is tracking the data transfer and applying the costs accordingly. So you keep the security and networking teams happy, but they're better managing the centralized firewall cost by distributing the charges to the application teams based on the actual usage. So you can maintain centralized security controls while automatically allocating the inspection costs to the appropriate business unit, which I think that's a massive step. That's great news. We're starting to be able to properly break apart networking traffic.
Yes, and that goes with the next one, which is also AWS announced flexible cost allocation for AWS Transit Gateway. No firewall there, but so we have the firewall, and now we have this one. So AWS announces general availability of flexible cost allocation on AWS Transit Gateway, enhancing how you can distribute Transit Gateway costs across your organization. So previously, Transit Gateway only used the sender pay model, where the source attachment account owner was responsible for all data usage costs. But this new flexible cost allocation, FCA, another three-letter acronym, feature provide more versatile cost allocation option through a central metering policy. So using that policy, you can choose to allocate all of the Transit Gateway data processing and transfer to the source attachment account, the destination, or the central Transit Gateway account. And the metering policies can be configured at an attachment level or individual flow level granularity. And so they will also support middle box deployment model, enabling you to allocate data processing usage on middle box appliance such as AWS Network Firewall to the original source or destination attachment. So this should make it so AWS is entering the cost allocation seriously, the cost
100%.
allocation game.
Massive.
That's quite cool.
Amazon Athena adds cost and performance controls for capacity reservations. This one you'd be far better with than me, but I'll do my best. So it now gives you control over DPU, which is the data processing unit usage for queries running on capacity reservations. You can now configure those at the workgroup level or query level to balance cost, efficiency, concurrency, and query level performance needs. So capacity reservations provide dedicated serverless processing capacity for Athena queries. The capacity is measured in the DPU that I already mentioned and creates consumer amount of DPUs based on their complexity. You can basically now set explicit DPU values for each query, so you could throttle some queries that are less important, so it doesn't put you beyond your capacity, as it were. And this should allow you to reduce costs by eliminating over provisioning.
Nice. Next one is Amazon Kinesis Video Streams now supports a new cost-effective warm storage tier. So the idea is they're adding a storage tier, and until now, the current level tier is named Hot, is renamed Hot, and so it is always available. And there is a new level, which is the Warm tier, that enables long-term media retention with sub-second access latency at reduced storage cost. So if it's a TV series and no one's watching it, just put it there. It's going to cost you less. And when you need it back, in sub-second, you'll be able to show. So I think that is quite cool. And we have music.
Very cool. Yeah, anything noise, yeah. Storage. So this one's got me scratching my head a little bit. It seems too good to be true. AWS Backup launches a low-cost warm storage tier for Amazon S3 backups. So they've introduced this new tier. It can reduce costs by up to 30%. So after S3 backup data resides in a vault for 60 days or longer based on your settings, you can move it to the new low-cost warm storage tier. The low-cost tier provides the same performance and features as the warm storage tier, including ransomware protection, recovery, and auditing. So use this to reduce the cost for the business compliance and regulation data you must retain long-term. With this launch, you can configure automatic tiering for all S3 backups for all vaults in and out, a specific vault or bucket within a vault by setting an age threshold of 60 days or more. And when you enable this, existing backup goes beyond the automatic tier, moves to the low-cost warm tier, delivering immediate cost savings with no action required. The low-cost tier is available in all regions, and there is a one-time transfer fee when the data moves to the low-cost tier.
Okay, so that's there is.
Yeah, I don't know what you're losing though. You know what I mean? That's what I'm.
That's the point.
What are you losing to that?
Probably that one fee.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, so. So they've done lots of stuff with storage. Amazon ECR introduces archive storage class for rarely accessed containers image. So Amazon ECR now offers a new archive storage class to reduce storage costs for large volume of rarely accessed containers images. The new class helps you meet your compliance and retention requirement while optimizing storage cost. And yeah, so you can add that into the lifecycle policy, so to archive image based on last pull time, allowing you to use lifecycle rules to automatically archive images based on usage pattern. And it's interesting that there are tons of things which are happening on the archive. So are they using the old hardware? Maybe. But yeah, I wrote an article at one point. It was about S3 that there was no discount on S3 for the last 9 years, I think it is.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting to see how they are not dropping the price, they're creating new tiers underneath.
Yeah, to allow you to reduce price without reducing the key price. It's probably too much of a risk to reduce the price. Okay, Amazon S3 now supports attribute-based access control. I'm not going to go into this for too long. Because I don't think it has a massive direct link to FinOps. But the main thing to state is that it is available in all AWS regions at no additional cost.
There we go. And mine is also but AWS Backup now supports Amazon FSx intelligent tiering. So you can use, as you said before, you can use FSx with an intelligent tiering with your backup, and so it shall put it into the right tiers automatically, which should save you some money.
Okay. Visibility. The link to the last one, Amazon S3 now supports tags on S3 tables. So Amazon S3 now supports tags on S3 tables for attribute-based access control and cost allocation. You can use the tags for ABAC to automatically manage permissions, views, etc., to eliminate frequent AWS identity and access management or S3 table resource-based policy updates, simplifying how you're governing the access at scale. Additionally, more importantly, you can add tags to individual tables to track and organize AWS costs using AWS billing and cost management.
Cool. And roughly on the same, you get Amazon SageMaker launches custom tag for project resources. So it's the SageMaker Unified Studio announces new capability of allowing SageMaker project to add custom tags to resource created through the project. So this helps customer enforce static tagging standards that conform to service control policies and help enable cost tracking reporting practice on resources created across the organization. So I'm not going to go into more detail, but
no, nice. Okay, new AWS Kerr 2.0 features, EC2 ODCR and capacity blocks for ML monitoring. So they've added some new columns for granularity in Kerr 2.0, such as the EC2 on-demand capacity reservation and the EC2 capacity blocks for ML. This will enable customers to easily calculate the utilization and coverage of their capacity reservations, identify unused capacity reservations for cost optimization, and attribute the cost of capacity reservations to the owner's resource. So with these new features, they can easily calculate the proportion of EC2 instance cost and usage is covered by capacity reservations at a more granular level, i.e. hourly resource. And then they can easily apply those costs where required.
Cool. New columns for the Kerr, so all your scripts are probably going to need a review.
Yeah.
Azure update, generally available, streamline IT governance, security, and cost management experience with Microsoft Foundry. So these features are now generally available, empowering IT admin to deploy AI solutions while meeting enterprise-grade security, compliance, and governance requirements. Manage Foundry costs with Azure Cost Management, attribute and track costs at the Foundry resource and model deployment level with tags, set budget with alerts, and auto-pause, that's interesting, and provide developers with visibility into cost at the deployment, agent, and run level of AI apps using Azure Cost Management. Manage Foundry resources with a unified dashboard in Azure Portal. View and manage all resources, project connection, user quota, and API management integration for Foundry from a unified dashboard within the portal. So that's quite cool. There are other things there, but they are not related very much to FinOps. But in this case, yeah, you can manage Foundry costs with Azure Cost Management.
Nice. AWS cost anomaly detection expands AWS managed monitoring. So it now allows you to monitor all linked accounts, cost allocation tags, or cost categories with a single managed monitor. Previously, it was only available by AWS service, and this capability helps you identify usage patterns or unusual patterns across your entire AWS organization without manual configuration. So an example it gives, if you used to track 500 application teams using a team cost allocation tag, you previously needed to create and maintain 50 individual monitors. Now you can create a single monitor that automatically tracks each team's spending separately. When your organization evolves, such as Team Mobile splitting to Team iOS and Team Android, both teams are automatically monitored individually without any configuration changes needed. So that's quite nice.
Yes, and you've skipped one, so I'm reorganized.
Oh, sorry.
AWS Cost Explorer now provide 18-month forecasting and explainable AI-powered forecast. And I think that comes with, there was a massive release from AWS about a model that you can install into your own compute, not really easy compute, but yeah, in your computers. It's an AI model to do forecasting that was looking quite cool. But now we have two generally available enhancements, including an 18-month forecasting horizon extending from the 12-month limit before, and an improved machine learning model that analyzes up to 6 months of historical data versus 6 months before to identify seasonal patterns and long-term growth trends. And a new public preview feature offering AI-powered explanation that provide transparency into forecast methodology. But that is really cool.
That's cool. AWS Cost Optimization Hub introduces cost efficiency metric to measure and track cloud cost efficiency. So it's a feature within the billing and cost management console. Now supports a cost efficiency metric that helps you measure and track cloud cost efficiency over time across your organization. This metric automatically calculates a percentage of your cloud spend that can be optimized by considering right-sizing idle and commitment recommendations, allowing you to establish consistent cost-saving benchmarks, set performance goals, and track progress to maximize your efforts on cloud investments. It's a bit like CoinScore.
Okay.
Basically.
Yes. And I have to admit, the next one I have, which is AWS Control Tower, introduce a control dedicated experience. I'm slightly lost of why did I pick that one. But yeah, so is an easy way to manage your governance. Starting today, customer can have direct access to those managed control without requiring full control tower deployment. This new experience offers over 750 managed control that customer can deploy within minutes while maintaining the account existing structure. The deploy. I think there was something about cost, which I've lost in this short version.
Okay, I'll carry on to the next one. If you find it, we can go back to it. Introducing automated Amazon EBS volume optimization in AWS Compute Optimizer. So starting the 21st of November, AWS Compute Optimizer introduced a new automation feature that streamlined how you optimized EBS. Instead of dedicating engineering time to optimization tasks, you can now create automation rules that continuously clean up unattached volumes and upgrade volume types based on Compute Optimizer's data-given recommendations, freeing your time up to do other things. So it suggests that you spend some time working and understanding the rules that you can set up before you start putting optimization in. But snapshot and delete unattached EBS volumes, which can be done recommended. You can only look about 32 days, but that's fine. And upgrade. If they've been attached for longer than 32 days. Upgrade Amazon EBS volume types, so GP1, GP2, GP2 to GP3, and IO1 to IO2. You can automate that happening now as well, which was always a simple thing to do, so they've now made it easier. And that's only good news, I think.
Yes, and continuing with AWS Compute Optimizer, now support unused NAT gateway recommendations. So there is a query library about NAT gateways, but this one is quite cool. So like the others, it will identify NAT gateway that show no traffic activity over 32-day analysis period. So you're sure to cover any month. And Compute Optimizer will analyze CloudWatch metrics, including active connection count, incoming package from source, and incoming package from destination to validate if NAT gateway are truly unused. To avoid recommending critical backup resources, Compute Optimizer also examine if the NAT gateway resource is associated in any AWS route table. You can view the total saving potential of those unused NAT gateway and access detailed utilization metrics to verify unused condition before taking action. And my guess is that on this last thing that they check the AWS route table is when it happened to them. You know, you've set something up, you've killed or something. You say, oh, that was the backup one.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a new one. I hadn't seen this at all, I don't think. Savings plans and reserved instance groups sharing is now generally available. So AWS today announced, this on the 19th of November, the general availability of reserved instance and savings plans group sharing, a new billing and cost management feature that gives customers granular control over how AWS commitments are shared across their organization. This capability allows customers to define how reserved and savings plans benefits are distributed among specific groups of accounts within their AWS organization, ensuring cost savings align with their business structure and accountability requirements. So it used to be sometimes the areas that bought something didn't see the benefit of it. Now you can control that, make sure it goes within an area first before it then go elsewhere across the organization. Sweet.
Yes. And it's interesting to see all those things that we thought about we were working at when in our previous job.
Yeah,
and we were trying to find ways around and all of a sudden, oh yeah, we've noticed. Really?
But interestingly, while this has accounting benefits possibly for an organization, it probably has saving the savings are lessened because it means, therefore, it's not applying to the best place first. It's applying to the best place within the area it's assigned to first and then looks elsewhere. So actually, you might, if you did this, your accounting might get better, but your savings might get worse.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Next one is AWS Lambda announces new capabilities to optimize cost up to 90% for provision mode for Kafka ESM. So
it's just dawned about, I didn't press the thing for commitments, but for anyone worried, we're in the commitment section now. I just forgot to press the button.
Yes, true.
Sorry.
Lambda has new capability for provision mode in Kafka event resource mapping, which is ESM, that allows you to group your Kafka ESMs and support higher density of event pollers, enable you to optimize cost up to 90% of your Kafka ESM. With these cost optimization capabilities, you can now use provision mode for all your Kafka workloads, including those with lower throughput requirements, while benefiting from features like throughput control, schema validation, filtering of Avro, protobuf events, low latency invocation, and enhanced error handling. Enjoy, guys, because I didn't understand half of that.
Yeah, well, here's another one of those. Amazon EC2 announces interruptible capacity reservations. I do think that's actually. So this helps you better utilize your capacity reservations and save costs. On-demand capacity reservations help you reserve specific capacity and availability zone for any duration, right? So when ODCRs are in use, you can make them temporarily available as interruptible ODCRs, enabling other workloads within your organization to utilize them while preserving your ability to reclaim them for critical operations. So it allows you to be a bit more flexible and make sure that you're using that capacity that you're paying for because you've reserved it. Now, basically, in my view, this is them giving you access to the service that they've created to manage Spot.
Yes, that's a very interesting point. I need to review this one then. Cool. Next one is Amazon Bedrock introduces reserved service tier. So today, Amazon Bedrock introduced a new reserved service tier designed for workload requiring predictable performance and guaranteed token per minute capacity. The reserved tier provides the ability to reserve prioritized compute capacity, keeping service levels predictable for your mission critical application. And while it is not going to probably reduce your cost, but at the same time, it's a reservation of capability, which at this point in time I thought was interesting for any a person working with AI and trying to guarantee the little space and the experiments going well, because we're all doing that. I think
Sorry, I need to put some noise. Yeah.
Yes.
Pricing. I hope that's what it was because I'm actually reading the article. Amazon Kinesis Data Streams launches on-demand advantage mode, which I've never heard of before because it's new as of November the 4th. And it so customers can warm on-demand streams to handle instant throughput, increase from 10 gigabyte to or 10 million events per second, eliminating the need to overvision or build custom scaling solutions. Amazon Kinesis Streams is serverless streaming data service that makes it easy to capture, process, and store. Sorry, that's just what it does. On-demand advantage also provides a simpler pricing structure that removes the fixed per stream charge, so customers only pay for the data used. So it's 60% lower compared to on-demand standard, with data ingestion at 0.032 dollars per gigabyte, and the data retrieval at 0.016. The pricing of enhanced fan-out data retrieval is the same as shared throughput retrievals, making higher fan-out use cases more cost-effective. The mode also decreases the price of the extended retention by 77%. And once you enable the on-demand advantage mode, the account will be billed for a minimum of 25 megabits a second of data ingestion and retrieval at the low rates across all on-demand streams. The new pricing means that on-demand advantage is the most cost-effective way to stream Kinesis streams when you ingest at least 10 megabytes per second in aggregate and fan out across 2 consumer applications or have hundreds of streams in the region. Obviously, that makes sense to all of you at home.
I hope. Next one, and it's a big one, is one of these that I've put into bold because I think we'll need to talk about them more. So AWS announced a flat rate pricing plan for website delivery and security. So AWS is launching flat rate pricing plan with no overage for website delivery and security. The flat rate plans available with Amazon CloudFront combine global content delivery with AWS, WAF, DOS protection, Route 53 DNS, Amazon CloudWatch log ingestion, and serverless edge compute with a simple monthly price with no overage charges. Each plan also includes monthly S3 storage to offset. So the main thing is, even if you are under attack with a DDoS, if you have a problem, if your application goes viral, everything, you're just going to pay the flat rate. And that can be $0 a month, Pro, which is $15 a month, Business $200 a month, so Premium $1,000 a month. And it's valid for new and existing CloudFront distribution. And that will, for me, I wrote an article.
Yeah, this needs more time to work out.
I wrote an article about this because this could be massive. The idea is that they are becoming an insurer. So they're throttling. If you go above a certain level, they're starting to throttle things. But it's the first time that AWS is say, hey, your content is viral. You're not going to pay. 3 million people watched it instead of the 3 usual. You're not going to go broke. I also wrote some time ago, I think it was, I would rather my server to crash than be broke.
Yeah.
That's what this is doing. I'm never going to be broke. Eventually, it'll be throttled to such a point that it's probably going to be useless, but I'm fine. Technically, I'm fine with that.
And you're not paying for it.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I've been so interested in what you're saying. I've not read my next one. So, guys, strap in.
I can try to do it if you want.
No. Generally available Azure SQL managed instance next gen general purpose service tier. So the next gen general purpose tier delivers a major performance boost while preserving the cost advantages you expect. You get more power and compute flexibility without sacrificing simplicity of a fully managed PaaS experience. You can immediately get 3 to 5 times better performance simply by upgrading from the classic general purpose tier. For more demanding workloads, you can fine-tune your environment using the configurable IOPS and adjustable memory to vCores ratios, getting the control you need to optimize without adding unnecessary costs. So basically, additional flex.
Here we go. I have Amazon Cognito remove machine-to-machine app client price dimension. So we're excited to announce a simplified pricing model for Amazon Cognito machine-to-machine authentication. Starting today, we are removing the M2M app client pricing dimension, making it more cost-effective for customers to build and scale their M2M applications. So because Cognito support applications that access API data with machine identity. So machine identity in user pool and client that run on application server and connect to a remote API. The operation happens without user interaction, such as schedule tasks, data stream, or asset updates. And this change reduces the price of Cognito for customers using M2M authentication by removing the app client price dimension. You will continue to be charged on the number of successful M2M token requests per month.
Is your brain exploding yet?
A
while ago. Yeah.
Yes.
And we're still not on the last page. But let us carry on. We're in costings now. Hang on, what's this area called? Is it cost saving? What's it called?
We're at savings.
It's called... we're in savings now. So AWS Security Instant Response now offers metered pricing with free tier. So they announced a new metered pricing tier model that charges customers based on the number of security findings ingested, making automated security instance response capabilities and expert guidance response more flexible and scalable for organizations of all sizes. The new pricing model includes a free tier of the first 10,000 findings per month, allowing security teams to explore and validate the service at no cost. That's a fair few, isn't it, to be pumping through there. And then customers pay 0.00676 per finding after the free tier, with tier discounts that reduce rates as volume increases. I know, it's cool. It's a new free tier, basically. Lovely.
Here we go. I have a SageMaker one. So Amazon SageMaker Hyperpod now supports Spot instances. So SageMaker Hyperpod now supports Spot instances, enabling customers to reduce GPU compute cost by up to 90% compared to on-demand instances of Hyperpod. As AI workloads scale, optimizing infrastructure costs become increasingly critical. SageMaker Hyperpod Spot integration addresses this by allowing customers to automatically leverage spare EC2 capacity at significant discount. Now, how much of that capacity is going to be available?
Yeah, it's interesting. They also say up to 90%. For my last checks, like my Spot stuff is running like 65, 70%. I haven't seen anything in 90 in ages. Unlike Azure, which is still at 90.
It's also possible. As you see, this is AI thing. I think someone was saying, I don't have the AWS is telling me that there are no of these VMs available on demand, but they were available on Spot. And it was quite interesting. It was because probably the idea is to say there is a guarantee with on demand that you're not going to turn it off, that you can keep it up all the time you want. And I'm pretty sure that they're providing thing in Spot because yes, you get a discount, but you can manage capacity much better. But that's
Okay, we're now on to
FinOps things, and I think we might want to move this section in the future at the top.
To the top, FinOps General. And this one I think we're going to talk about a few times. AWS on the 19th of November launches business transfer for multi-organizational billing and cost management. So a new feature that allows customers to centrally manage and pay bills across multiple AWS organizations. So I've got a clients this is useful for straight away. With billing transfer, customers operating in multiple organization environments can designate a single management account to centrally manage and pay bills for multiple organizations, including invoice collection, payment processing, and detailed cost analysis. Billing transfer makes billing customer effective, more efficient and scalable, while ensuring individual management accounts maintain complete security. Blah, 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 blah. It offers a free trial through to the 31st of May. During this period, both AWS and customer managed pricing plans in Billing Conductor are available at no cost. So it's basically using Billing Conductor under the hood for all of these things.
Yes. But that's good. So next one is good news for FinOps people. The AWS Data Export for Focus 1.2 is now generally available. By the way, I think it's today that they're going to release 1.3. But it's perfect timing.
Yeah, it's only time around.
So it is available in North Virginia region and include cost and usage data covering all AWS regions except GovCloud and China. And I think what would be really interesting is to see if they for 1.0, they have a table highlighting the differences. But this is really good news that it extends with 1.2.
Brilliant. Right, next one. AWS introduces e-invoice delivery for AWS customers using SAP Ariba and Coupa procurement portals. So announced the general availability of the e-invoice delivery. New capability that allows them to connect their SAP Ariba and Coupa procurement portal accounts with AWS and retrieve POs. No cost savings, just useful for people doing that.
Yeah, it's just useful because I know that some people are using specific integration from FinOps tools to connect with their billing system. And so it is interesting when AWS creates one that says, hey, this is automated. Now we're going to take that over. But AWS channel partners can now resell using billing transfer. So I think that is, you can use billing transfer that enables partner to assume financial responsibility for customer AWS organizations, while customer retain full control of their management account, which is you are separating the financial from the technical. And using billing transfer with AWS Partner Central Channel Management, partner receive eligible program benefits applied to the AWS bill delivered to their AWS organization, while end customer view their cost at partner configured rate within their separate AWS organization. The interesting bit for that, because in the past you had
it's all using that billing conductor stuff, isn't it? Yeah, it's all using that billing conductor stuff that we mentioned earlier.
But you used to get, as a partner, some blended stuff where you had your discount plus AWS discount. It was all together. You needed to unpack those costs to effectively be fair. That seems to be simplifying it, something we've been asking for quite a long time, but yeah, it's there.
Indeed. And the next article is a bit of a guide on the things we've just heard about. AWS billing transfer for centrally managed AWS billing and cost across multiple organizations. And so there is a guide of how you would put it in place and showing you through the pages. So I just wanted to make people aware that is there as well, written by the very nice Channy Yun. It's a good blog. He's a lead
Excellent.
blogger. Didn't realize he's lead blogger now.
Yes. Next one, Amazon Bracket. It's been ages since I've heard Bracket. Introduce spending limit features for quantum processing unit. I think that's positive. After AI, that's possibly the costier thing, or maybe bigger. But Amazon Bracket now supports spending limits, enabling customers to set spending caps on quantum processing units to manage costs. And by the way, these spending limits and all the changes that AWS is doing to the pricing seems to all go in one direction. You are getting to be able to control your costs in a much more structured way, native way now. But that's the trend I hope is happening.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Right. I'm going to have to try to work out on the fly why this one is included. AWS Control Tower now supports 7 new compliance frameworks and 279 additional AWS config rules.
I think some of them were cost reduction related.
Okay. I can't see any of those.
Yes, it is. The rules are various use cases such as security, cost, durability, and operations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cost visibility. Yeah, fine.
So that's
perfect.
it.
Let's skip to the next one.
Next one is announcing AWS Compute Optimizer of automation rules.
Oh, we've done that one already. No, hang on. No, we did that on S3.
A new feature in AWS Cluster Compute Optimizer that enables you to optimize Amazon Elastic Block Store, EBS, volume at scale.
We did this one. Yeah, this one earlier. That's fine.
Yeah, so it's probably...
It should be put in 2 places. That's fine. Have we done this one as well? Here we go. AWS Custom Detection now features an improved detection algorithm. Oh, no, that's new. That enables faster identification of unusual spend patterns using a 24-hour rolling window comparing costs against equivalent time periods in the previous day. These improvements help reduce false positives with enabling faster and more accurate anomaly detection. That's cool.
Yeah. Music and last 3.
Oh my goodness, thank God.
Miscellaneous silly. So the first one is just the title. MSK Express brokers now support intelligent rebalancing at no additional cost and with no action required. So effective today, all new Amazon MSK provision cluster with Express brokers will support intelligent rebalancing at no additional cost. This new capacity makes it effortless for customers to execute automatic partition balancing operation while scaling their Kafka clusters up or down. And intelligent rebalancing maximizes the capacity utilization of MSK Express-based cluster by optimally rebalancing Kafka resources on them for better performance, eliminating the need for customers to manage partition themselves or via third-party tool. Here we go, another type of business out of the way. Yes. Intelligent rebalancing performs this operation up to 180 times faster compared to standard brokers. I have no clue what I just said, but if you're using Kafka and in particular Amazon MSK, that might help you.
Maybe.
Maybe.
AWS Marketplace now displays estimated tax and invoice entity information. There's exactly what it says on the tin. Helps you better understand your total costs from the purchases before completing transaction, providing enhanced transparency, and will help improve your budgeting and avoid unexpected costs. Hopefully.
And last one is Amazon MWAA, which is another service I'll have to learn if I need to repass my certifications, introduces serverless deployment option for Apache Airflow workflows. So Amazon MWAA now offers a serverless deployment option that eliminates the operational overhead of managing Apache Airflow environment while optimizing cost for true serverless scaling. And I need to remember myself, though, this new offering addresses key challenges that data engineer and DevOps team face when orchestrating workflows, operational scalability, cost optimization, access management. And so MWAA provides seamless workflow orchestration with automatic resource provisioning and scaling. So you can define workflows using YAML or Python-based.
I said, of course it does.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. What is that?
I use like GitHub workflows for that kind of stuff. Maybe it's doing something like that.
So yeah, it's an open source workflow orchestrator that defines and schedules data pipeline using Python DAGs.
All right, fine.
Cool. We're done.
Oh my goodness, we've done it. Wow.
Yes. Yeah,
That
we've
is the
not
most news you've
said
ever had.
anything. I mean, the value added by us today is all.
6, 7, 8, 9, let me just count 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
I'm going to publish the full link into the podcast comments so that people can go back into the links if they want to. It's a ton of things. And so.
About 68. So we've done less than 1 minute, more than 1 minute, which is very unusual for us. But we wanted to get them out there. It's already been 49 minutes and 50 seconds. I've got a dog trying to eat my dinner, and that is not a sound that you see.
We could hear the dog.
Yeah, here he is.
Here we go. Hello, you.
Here's Monty. Don't worry, Monty. We don't record the video. It's just for Frank to see. Thank you, Frank, for getting all that news together and knowing what most of it meant. Thank you, listeners, for listening. And we will speak to you soon with all the reInvent news, which is also probably going to blow our minds.
Yes, and we're probably going to have to do it in 2 steps. We have people queuing up for interviews too, so there should be quite a lot of good stuff coming up. We continue the work for you, and let us know if it's useful. That'd be amazing.
Yep.
Have a fantastic day, weekend, etc., Steve.
And festive period. Yeah, indeed. Woo! Indeed. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.